What's up everybody, my name is Dwight and welcome back to GeForce Garage. Today we are featuring a custom gaming rig by Tim Parker of PC Werks for World Series champion pitcher Blake Snell.
Hi NVIDIA, I'm Blake Snell with the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm a World Series champ, a two-time Cy Young Award winner, and a huge gamer. So I've been gaming since I was probably 6 years old with my older brother, who's 4 years older than me. We were playing Ken Griffey Jr. baseball. That's kind of what started the sports game love for me. And then it evolved when the Xbox came out. We started playing more NCAA football. We were playing NHL. And then it ultimately evolved to then playing, Call of Duty. Halo was big for me. I like to self-proclaim that I was one of the best snipers in the game. I was on blood gold, so I was running for the sniper every time. So when me and GeForce Garage were talking about, the vision that I had, the vision they had, we had a bunch of ideas that were said about, just won a World Series, so something with that, maybe awards, accomplishments that I've had, there was that, and then we really talked about my favorite game in Halo, so that was brought up a bunch. I'm excited to see, what that turned into. I have no idea, so I'm excited to see what GeForce Garage did and what they came up with. And, moments away from seeing it, so pretty excited.
Almost 5 years ago, GeForce Garage helped Blake with some subtle customization to his gaming PC, some decals, and a custom backplate. More recently, he said he was ready for something truly special, having just moved to Los Angeles. That's when we brought in Tim. We had him last on GeForce Garage with his ND5 mod, and we knew that he was just the right guy for the job. Well, hey there, Tim. Welcome back to GeForce Garage.
Thanks for having me.
So, what did you bring us today?
This is basically a Thermaltake TR300 with the bust of the Master Chief on top of it. We got the Master Chief sniper rifle hanging off of the back of the case, and then we have this cooling tower that looks like the trophy that he won last year. So
nice. So, how did you come up with the concept for this build?
Blake is an avid Halo fan. He did give us that direction to go in, and we decided to go and look at just some different concepts of how we wanted to do the Halo theme. At first, we were thinking about having a whole huge bust and having the PC inside of it. Just because of cooling, just because of how the bust would have to look, it created a lot of different complications. So we then decided like, hey, you know what, we'll get a smaller tower than maybe the normal mid tower, and then actually put the bust of Master Chief on top of that.
Gotcha, okay. And how did that evolve into having the World Series trophy with it?
Well, I wanted to give it, I guess, a touch of, him winning the World Series last year. And, he is, a streamer, but also a huge baseball player. So like, how do we kind of combine those two things together and I guess give him the best experience, so.
Gotcha, okay. So I feel like there's probably a lot of work in between just the 3D prints and having even an external cooler. Can you tell us a little bit about your modding process? I
guess just starting with the tower itself, we took a STL that was like initially online, and I had to scale it up to like a larger size just to account for the mounting bracket for the pump, and then the reservoir, and then the radiator that's going to be on the front with the fans. So once all that was done, everything was scaled up, and then we went over to the PC and just kind of figured out like, okay, what colors is Blake gonna wear? Blake's a really big fan of the color purple, so we of course had to incorporate the color purple. And then looking at Master Chief's visor, we wanted to get some gold accents inside the PC, so we went with the nickel-plated brass tubing in there. And then looking at the RTX 5080, we actually had that wrapped in gold vinyl also with Blake's logos on them.
Okay, well it looks great, but what are the actual specs of the PC?
Yeah, so the motherboard is actually an ASUS TUF X870 Wi-Fi. The CPU is an AMD 9800 X3D. We also have 2 terabytes of Patriot storage. Our cooling is actually by Bitspower, and we have the lovely D30 fans from Fantex. And then to top off the whole build, we have the GeForce RTX 5080. Okay,
well I think the only thing left is to install a couple of games and see how well it performs.
Let's do it.
We're going to start with a game that Blake actually streams quite often, NBA 2K26. At 4K with ray trace reflections, textures set to their highest, and DLSS set to performance, we see an average of 200 FPS. Over in another game he streams, Fortnite at 4K with textures set to epic, and DLSS on performance, we get about 170 FPS. And lastly, over in the latest Halo title, Halo Campaign Evolved, we're again at 4K, graphics set to Ultra, DLSS on performance, and MFG 2X. We get between 140 and 150 FPS.
I didn't expect it to be like that. Okay, got the sniper on there. Oh, this is sick. This is crazy. And the 7, that's sick. Yeah, y'all did your thing. When I first saw the PC, obviously my initial reactions were excitement, a what the moment, and to just see everything and how it came together was insane. I mean, this is me in like a nutshell, so it's cool to see, because this is what made me fall in love with gaming, and then, you know, this was like the ultimate goal of when I started playing baseball, was to win a World Series, so to see it together in one is insane. GeForce Garage, the only thing I got to say is, and what you did here is unbelievable. I definitely couldn't have done it or built it in 100 years. So for you guys to do this for me is beyond appreciative, and I'll make sure it's in good hands for as long as I can keep it running.
Thanks, Blake, for your hospitality, and thank you, Tim, for creating such an incredible build. If you guys liked this video and would like to see more, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you for the next one.